I have so much dent, and I have my emotional support animal here as I go over how much debt I have. I don't think I really counted the specifics. I'm rounding, I'm a rounding girl to make myself feel emotionally better. But we have our journal here, and this is going to be my financial diary that at the end of each month, I'm going to be sitting down and kind of reviewing on how much I spent, if I did a good job on it or not. But the first thing we got to do is like really see the big number and talk about what's been working. I started with 101K in student loans, car loans, credit card debt, and now it's early 80s. And I started seriously paying it off at the end. It's not September, I want to say October of last year, and we are now in July. Tomorrow is the first day of August. So I kind of want to reassess. I'm 25, and my dream has always been to be debt free by 25. But I turned 26 in September, so I mean, that still is possible. I could win the lottery. But then again, I always wanted to like be married and have kids by 25. So a lot of things that I say are unrealistic. But well, let's just look at this number. Also, just apologize for, talking about finances is a real thing. And I feel like it makes sense to like look haggard. But I'm on Ed Financial and Nelnet. And if you do not know, Nelnet is usually where your private loans are stored, and Ed Financial are public. Okay. For context, out of the $101,000 last year, I really focused on paying off my. Oh, I also had medical loans. I don't know if I mentioned that. I paid off my medical loans, I paid off my car loan, and I paid off my credit card debt. So I do not have any of that anymore. So everything left is just student loans, which is why I just had those two pulled up. From Nelnet, I have the current balance is 35,771 with 81 cents, and unpaid accrued interest is $1,192.23. Okay. This is from undergrad. I graduated in 2020, and at the time I thought I was going to make it into tech. I did for a little bit. It was just not where God wanted me to be. Long story short, I kept not paying it off because I thought I was going to win the lottery. So that's why there's so much like unpaid interest on this. Anyway, the first one is the biggest one ever, which is the principal balance is $18,331.40. The unaccrued interest is $1,127.75. So it brings my total to $19,459.15. That's the mediest one. Next, and also, the interest rate for this is 7.350%. So 3.6% interest. For my next debt, my next loan, and by the way, these are all in repayment. So these are not deferred. The next one is $5,474.49. I don't know why I can't speak right now. With the interest of $54. Totality, we have $5,000, 528. Next one, the interest rate for this one is only 6.8, and the total is 5,528 with 84. And the last one, two more. 8,138 with 8 cents. $9 interest as accrued. The interest rate is only 6.8. Total outstanding balance is $8,147.21. Last one from this private loan is smallest, $1,935.61 with accrued interest only $1 extra, $1,936.61. Yes, and I believe I made a payment on this one last month, which is why it's a little low. And I had two more which I paid off. Now let's move on to Ed Financial. So Ed Financial is my heftier one because it's a combination of the rest of my undergrad debt and my graduate school debts. So we have about like 12 different loans here. Let's just go to loans details so we can get the info. My current balance is $44,000. Actually, let's round it up, 45, because it's 44,881 and 64 cents. So let's get to the why. Okay, so my biggest one is unsubsidized, and the interest rate is 7%, which is $9,133.60. My second biggest one, also interest rate of 7, $8,915.11. Okay. From there, they all look pretty similar. I have 3 different loans that are in the 5,000s, 5,517, 4,627.50, interest rate of 8%. These are the next ones I am planning on tackling. Also interest of 8%, 5,513.10. And then I have 2 other ones that are in the 5,000 range with 5% interest rate, 4% interest rate. I have one that's $3,506.94, 4.4 interest rate, 2,075.59 cents, 4.4 interest rate. One that's 28 cents. That should be paid off already. And I think that's it. Now let's do the math to see how much we have in totality. You know what's crazy? The last time I looked at these numbers, like here and there, was like I think last week. I could be bugging, but one of these already look a little higher. Even if it's just like by the dollar, all pennies, that all in my head makes a difference because it's just more money out of my pocket. And just so that we are all on the same page, 1, 2, 3, 4 of my debts are the only one of my loans are the only ones that are still in the grace period in deferment until December. But 2 of them I am planning to pay off ASAP because once December comes, those that are in deferment, the interest that was accruing during the time will skyrocket. So it will like triple, especially it has an 8% interest rate. That's my biggest interest rate. So 2 of them I'm knocking out, one in August and one in September, by the end of September. And then the plan is probably going to be to try to knock out the 9% before the end of the year. I'm not sure. Okay, so we have it in our calculator. I'm actually pretty scared to press equal because I think looking at these numbers, I feel like I'm out of the 80 range. But if I look at it and I'm still in the 80 range, I'm going to be kind of sad. I'm close. Excuse me. Esther. Hold on, because how can she? I'm very close. So we are at $79,873.46. That's very close. Minus 5,000. I don't like this number at all. But let me be grateful because I did start at 101,000. So my next steps. Well, I am a paper and pencil type of gal. So what I'm going to be doing is writing down these numbers and just giving myself a rating of how I think I did in terms of payments. I did make a $3,000 payment last week, which is why I know some of these numbers. But I also made a budget and didn't stick to it, and this number should have been down to 60,000, and it's not, because summer and activities and things like that. Yeah, so I'm gonna give myself a rating and post it at the end of the video. I actually am a little sad that it's not lower, but yeah. I think the next video I'm going to do is how I'm planning to get out of debt, like the things I'm doing right now, the reason why I'm able to even put 3K down each month towards my debt. I think that's what I should do to hold myself accountable.